Do you know one word could destroy your life or save it? Hazrat Ali said, "You are master of what you say until you utter it. Once you deliver it, you are its captive." Kareem's story shows us how a single insult turned his whole community against him. But we learned to guard his tongue. Allah raised him again. One word could destroy your life. Crying face, Hazrat Ali's, may Allah be pleased with him. Timeless warning. They say words are light, carried by the wind, invisible to the eye. But in truth, words are heavier than mountains. They build nations and destroy kingdoms. They mend hearts and shatter souls. Hazrat aliibnabitalib, may Allah be pleased with him, once said, "You are master of what you say until you utter it. Once you deliver it, you are its captive. Preserve your tongue as you do your gold and money. One word could bring disgrace and the termination of a bliss." This story begins in a small city, where the narrow alleys echoed with laughter during the day and silence at night. In that city lived a young man named Kareem, known for his sharp wit and quicker tongue. He had many friends, many admirers, and many enemies, all because of the way he spoke. His words could charm a crowd, but they could also cut like a knife. One evening, sitting at a tea stall with his friends, Kareem found himself in a heated discussion. The air was thick with smoke and laughter. A friend teased him about a small business failure, and Kareem, without thinking, snapped back with a cruel remark about his friend's family. The words left his mouth like an arrow, sharp and merciless. Laughter filled the tea stall, but his friend's face turned pale. His eyes darkened with pain. Kareem thought nothing of it. To him, it was just banter, just words. But that single word, spoken in arrogance, planted a seed of bitterness that night. His friend left quietly, but not before his heart broke into silence. The days rolled on, and Kareem continued his life, never realizing that his careless tongue had begun to weave a trap around him. His friend, wounded and humiliated, carried the pain home. Words repeated themselves in his mind like poison. A man's honor is nothing. The insult grew until it consumed him, spreading anger into his veins. Then came the night of the wedding. The town was alive with celebration, lights glittering across the streets, drums echoing in the air. Kareem arrived, dressed in his finest clothes, his tongue already ready for witty remarks. The hall was filled with laughter and dance, but in the corner stood the friend he had insulted weeks ago, watching silently, his wound festering. It happened suddenly. A small joke, a slip of the tongue. Kareem mocked someone else in the gathering, and again the crowd erupted in laughter. His friend could no longer bear it. Rage consumed him. Before anyone could stop him, he shouted accusations, dragging Kareem's words from the past into the present. "This is the man," he cried, "who insults families, who dishonors the poor, who spits poison with his tongue." The wedding hall fell silent. Eyes turned. Whispers began. The music died, replaced by murmurs of shame. Kareem's smile faded as he realized the weight of his own words was now crushing him. One careless remark, one insult spoken in arrogance, had chained him in disgrace before the whole community. He wanted to speak, to defend himself, but no words could erase what had been said. The next day, the story spread like wildfire. Markets buzzed, houses whispered, children repeated. Kareem the talker, Kareem the insulter, Kareem the arrogant. Businessmen refused to trade with him. Neighbors avoided him, and even his closest friends stepped away. It wasn't long before his reputation, once built on charm, collapsed under the weight of a single word. His days turned dark. Doors that once welcomed him shut cold. His laughter, once admired, became a curse. And every night, lying alone in his room, he remembered Hazrat Ali's, may Allah be pleased with him, wisdom that his father used to recite. One word could bring disgrace and the termination of a bliss. He had become the prisoner of his own tongue. Desperate, Kareem went to the mosque, his beard unkempt, his eyes swollen from sleepless nights. He prayed with tears falling onto the carpet, whispering, "Ya Allah, forgive me for the harm my words have caused. Free me from the prison of my tongue." After Salah, he approached the old imam, a man whose face carried the calm of decades of worship. Kareem confessed his story, trembling, broken. The imam listened quietly and then said, "My son, the tongue is like a wild horse. If you do not control it, it will throw you into the dust. Allah gave us speech to remember him, not to disgrace his servants. Go back to those you have wronged. Apologize sincerely. A heart may forgive what a tongue has broken, but only if you humble yourself." With trembling courage, Kareem went first to the friend he had insulted. He knocked on the door, expecting rejection. But when the friend opened, Kareem fell to his knees, tears streaming, saying, "Brother, forgive me. My words were poison, and they have burned me ever since. I wronged you, and I ask you by Allah to forgive me." The friend stared in silence. His anger, heavy as stone, slowly melted at the sight of Kareem's sincerity. After a long pause, he said softly, "I forgive you. May Allah forgive us both." That night, Kareem walked home lighter but not free. He knew he had to change, not just apologize. From that day forward, he guarded his tongue like treasure. In gatherings, he spoke less, listened more, and when he spoke, his words were gentle. People noticed the change. Slowly, trust returned. Years later, Kareem became known again, but this time, not as the sharp-tongued talker, but as the man whose words healed wounds. He would remind others with the same hadith of aliibnabitalib. May Allah be pleased with him, saying, "I was once its captive, but Allah freed me when I learned to guard my tongue." And whenever he spoke, he remembered the night his life had collapsed with a single careless word. Because words are not air. They are seeds. They grow into trees of mercy or thorns of disgrace. And once spoken, they can never be taken back. Brothers and sisters, how many times have we said something we regretted? A cruel word, a careless joke, a harsh reply? Remember, once a word leaves your mouth, it can never return. Let's protect our tongues like we protect our wealth. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Deen in Minute and join us as we uncover more wisdom from Islam that can change our lives, one word at a time.